The social problem that I chose to research and study this semester is human trafficking. So, just to start out, our book defines human trafficking as a condition that somehow harms society. Human trafficking is definitely a social problem and fits this definition because it is a form of modern day slavery and is very prevalent in our society. So, I have a actual definition here for it. According to the Human Trafficking Search, human trafficking is anyone experiencing or subjected to forced labor, debt bondage, involuntary servitude, and sex trafficking. So this is the simple our definition and explanation of what human trafficking is as a whole. Also, it's really important to know that human trafficking does not discriminate between race, it does not discriminate between gender. This is a problem that across the board affects men, women, children, and many different races. It is a global issue, and therefore it is really important to stop this problem because it is being seen not only in the United States, but like I said, across the globe. But importantly, in the United States, the states where the most human trafficking cases or situations going on are California, Texas, and New York. So to start out, I want to discuss activists. Activists play a huge role in bringing awareness to human trafficking. Some of the main activist groups I studied were Polaris, Fair Girls, and the Counter Traffickers. These are just a few organizations, but there are many more out there. Activists, I would say, are one of the most important groups of people because for social problems or any issues that aren't widely talked about, like human trafficking, it is really important that you have these organizations going out there and bringing awareness to this issue and alerting people on how serious of a problem this is. It's also important to discuss experts. They obviously play a big role with any social problem, but for human trafficking specifically, because there is not a ton of awareness on this issue, experts can come in with statistics and facts about how many people are actually being affected by this, how it is relevant in our society, where it is taking place, and hopefully by them presenting their expertise and knowledge, people will take this issue much more seriously. It's also important to discuss the media. Personally, I found after researching, and it's just my opinion, I do not think that the media covers human trafficking as much as they should. It's definitely not something I see about all the time, and I know for me, when I was educated on it, it was mostly from my parents or programs that took place in my school. So I know this is not something that everyone talks about, and not everyone is educated on this issue. So I think that the media has so much power to bring more attention to this issue, and I really wish that they would. Lastly, it's important to talk about the public. Before doing this project, I didn't realize how big of a role the public actually plays. When it comes to a social problem, specifically with mine, in talking about human trafficking, the public plays such an important role because there are so many red flags and signs of human trafficking. And if the public is educated on this, we'll have so many more people out there who know what to look for and what signs that someone is a victim of human trafficking. And if we know these signs, we can help save people and help reduce the number of victims of human trafficking. In conclusion, I just want to talk about my policy proposal. My policy proposal will be directed towards lawmakers, and it would be for lawmakers to fund educational programs in communities, states, and across the country to educate people on human trafficking. So how I see this is that a team of like law enforcement, maybe experts on this issue, some activists, even former victims of human trafficking would go into schools, on college campuses, hospitals, workplaces, really key places in the community, and educate people on this issue, how to recognize this issue, and how we can help save people. And like I said, reduce the number of victims that are being affected by human trafficking in America. So in conclusion, like I said, my policy is really focused on education because I think that education is one of the most crucial ways to make change, not just in human trafficking, but for any social problem. And I really do believe that if people are educated on an issue, especially one like human trafficking, we can help make a change and put a stop to this social problem.